Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Toya T, and this is a Let Me Get This Off My Chest video. I originally made a video about 2 days ago, and I deleted it. Not even 2 days ago. I made it yesterday. Gosh, I don't even realize I made that yesterday. I made a full-on video yesterday to talk about my feelings concerning the shooting murder of Alton Sterling by the police in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But then I went through all of it. It was definitely good therapy, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to post it. I was just tired of talking about it, and just before I could even sit down and think about it, then I heard the news about Philando Castile, and it's like, gosh, we don't even get 24 hours. It was 4th of July on Monday. Tuesday, you get one shooting. Wednesday, you get another. Thursday. Now we're talking about the Dallas shooting that happened during the protest and all the nonsense happening on that. And it's just very, very overwhelming. Also, the shooting in Minnesota, the traffic stop. So I'm just going to say it. I need to get it off my chest because this is probably the best therapy ever. And I love talking to you guys and hearing what some of you have to say, the ones that are actually intelligent and use their brains. But let me say this outright. All lives do not matter. They don't. Don't come at me with that hashtag. Don't say it to my face. I'm going to tell you, no, they don't. All lives do not matter. White lives matter. That is a definite. It's actually kind of an oxymoron because you really don't need to say it, because when people think about lives, apparently they're thinking particularly about white people. So, guess it's a non-factor on that one. But let me just say it already. White lives matter. Black lives do not. Latino lives kind of matter as long as they are not immigrants and didn't come over a border or don't have a Mexican background or look like they could be Mexican, or nope. Their lives kind of don't matter. Like, we won't shoot them, but we definitely will try to pin all of America's economic problems on them. So you get like a half lives matter. Your lives matter as long as we have a job. Asian lives matter as long as they shut up. So that is what America tells us. As long as Asians keep their mouth closed, keep their heads down, and don't say anything about white supremacy, about the just overwhelming epidemic of white privilege that some of these people are on, just like taking white privilege all the time, shooting it up, sniffing it up, smoking it out. They do it 20 times a day. 24 times a day. Let's do it every hour. They do it every hour because everything they do, is who cares about everybody else? So Asian lives matter as long as they keep their mouths shut. I think of everyone in between. If you don't identify as white, as black, as Asian or Latino, your lives again can matter or do matter if you look as close to white as possible and don't have an accent, you're not Muslim, you're not gay, and you're not poor. So if you fit all those things, then your lives matter. If you don't, sorry, your lives are okay until you become a problem. And I'm saying this because it seems like people are just not getting it. I mean, if black lives really do matter, why is it that you can have 3 days in 1 week where an unarmed black man has been killed by a police officer? On video. On video. So not even like speculation, rumors, I heard this, I heard that, but actually on video. I mean, it has to mean something. Obviously, their lives didn't matter because we haven't heard any stories about white males that were unarmed that were killed. We haven't heard about any young white male teenagers that were killed by police and you found out that they had nothing on them and it was on video and they weren't resisting arrest and they weren't saying that they can't breathe and they weren't walking around with a toy gun. They weren't being pulled over for a traffic incident. They weren't asking the police officer why they're being pulled over. They weren't in a Walmart carrying a BB gun. They weren't in a Walmart looking at guns that are very legal to buy as long as you get a permit, because we have the right to carry, Second Amendment, keep talking about it, because, no matter how many times we kill people, we have to keep attached to our guns. Oh, they're trying to take away our guns. Oh my gosh. But where was the NRA when Philando Castile, who had a permit to carry, because that is his God-given right, or his American right as a citizen, to carry, legally own and carry a gun, he told a police officer and he still got shot. But yet that militia that was in Oregon, and they were on the federal land, and they were talking about, we have guns, and if you come over here and try to move us or try to intervene, we will shoot if necessary. And how many people died in that altercation? And there was a whole bunch of them. I think only one person died. If it's more than one, please correct me. But the main thing I want to point out is the difference between them and the difference between the incidents that have happened this week is that the militia was white. They were allowed their rights as human beings. They were allowed their rights as American citizens. The police did their job to protect and to serve and to try to disarm the situation the best way possible, to try all measures before using excessive force. But it doesn't seem to apply to Black people in this country. Anybody who wants to support Black people, look Black, talk Black, look Black, or just Black. And don't come at me with no race baiting stuff, because I'm already ready for you racists. Like, I hate to tell it to you, this is a full-on tell the truth moment. There is no such thing as race baiting. Nothing. There is no such thing as race baiting. If you disagree with me, give me a definition. And then point it out to me. There's also no whining. Black people aren't whining about things and crying about injustices that are not happening. They're happening. They're on TV. Do you have eyes? Do you have ears? Are you living in the middle of the mountains with absolutely no reception? Because if you're watching this video, obviously you do. So don't tell me that anybody's whining about injustices and are being anti-anything. I'm definitely not anti-cop. I have friends who are police officers, but I will tell you another thing that I have found out from this, and I'm not afraid to say it, there's no such thing as good cops. This is not anti-cop, but there's no such thing as good cops. You know what a good cop would do? A good cop would call out all of the people, all the police officers that are acting like they're in some dystopian world where they are, in the comic book Dredd. If anyone's ever watched Judge Dredd or read Judge Dredd, seen the movies, read the comic books, in that world, the judges, because they live in a dystopian world where there's wastelands out there and there's limited resources. The human population has gone down, and so the judges have to be the police officer, but they're also the judge, the jury, and the executioner. So they arrest, they make a judgment, they put down the sentence, and they execute it. Last time I checked, we are not living in the world of Judge Dredd. And so no police officer does not have the right to execute people on spot. On site, you can't do it. You're not supposed to do it. But they're doing it to Black people. Not white people, but Black people. And if you're trying to tell me that white people are being killed by police officers all the time, please show me the videos. I'm not telling you that it's not happening. I'm telling you, does it happen 3 times in a week? Does it happen 4 times in a week? Does it happen several times over several years? Does it happen many times in 1 year? Does it happen many times in 1 month? Does it happen once a month in a year? Like it's happening here with absolute proof, video proof. Video proof. I'm waiting. No. So don't tell me that there are good cops out there, because good cops would call out those cops and say, hey, something is going on. There's definitely something wrong going on in our judicial system, in our police system and the structure and the way that we're being trained and the way that we interact with the people that we're supposed to protect and to serve, because again, they are public servants whose salaries are being paid by the tax money of the people who live in the districts that they serve. Again, serve. And so, again, there are no good cops. I'm looking for the good cops. I'm calling out even my own friends who are police officers to say something, to do something, to show support for the people who are crying out for change, because there is no way that you can consider yourself a good anything at your job if you allow bullshit and disorder to actually happen. People who do not do their jobs aren't good at it. They deserve to be fired. They deserve to be retrained. They deserve to be suspended. They deserve to have some kind of repercussions. You don't go to a store and you go up to the cashier and they don't know how to press the buttons and ring up your money and say, that's a good cashier. They didn't know how to ring up the products. They didn't know how to collect change. They didn't know how to give me that. They didn't know how to do anything. They didn't know how to bag the products. None of that stuff. That's a good cashier. No, you would say that's a bad cashier. You go see the manager and you would get that person fired or retrained or something, because you would complain that there was a problem with the service. And the same thing is true for the police. It is not anti-police to say that there is a problem that needs to be fixed. Everyone has flaws. No one is perfect. No system is perfect. No person is perfect. I know I'm not perfect. And again, that means nothing, because I can still love myself and admit that I have flaws. You can still be supportive of the police, of this country, of people, and still call out bullshit. And so I'm just so tired of just keeping all that stuff in. There's no good cops. All lives do not matter. Apparently, especially Black lives. All lives can't matter until Black lives matter, and every other life matters, because this is some absolute ridiculous fuckery. I'm so mad right now. I'm happy that it's summer break because I have plenty of time to sit with myself and to come up with the most kick-ass, if I have the opportunity to, the most kick-ass syllabi for my students at the predominantly white university that I work at. Just gives me tingles inside to know that I can just affect a whole bunch, at least 70 students. Probably 80% of them will be white, maybe 90. And I will be able to sit there and make them learn, open their ears, change their minds, just crack it open a bit to kind of get them before they turn into complete, ignorant, like non-verbal people who just live in a world where they see injustices and say nothing. I look forward to it. I think I'm gonna call one of my lectures "All Lives Matter." Not. Because kids like stuff like that. I know that's like dating myself because that's a 90s kind of thing, but I don't care. I'm going on here. But again, I'm just so freaking tired of this shit. If you have anything to say, let me know. Just let me know. Just let me know. Let's talk. Subscribe, comment. Again, if you come at me with any kind of absolute ignorant nonsense, I will block you. If you come at me respectfully and try to have a conversation with me, I will have this discussion with you. But if you use anything that doesn't respect me as a person, as someone who has an opinion, because you did come to my video and watch it willingly, and I have the right as an American to speak my mind, and so do you, and I haven't said anything that I feel is, not even feel, anything that is disrespectful. I said nothing but the truth. So anyway, let me know. I'll see you guys later. I'm done. Bye.